This is the Ferry Tavern, and just to the side of there you can see the River Mersey, and behind me is the Sankey Canal, and we're going to do a combination of both walks. We're going to walk along this, I'll walk a bit onto this bank here, see all the picnic benches and stuff. Well, I'm on one obviously, and yeah, we'll have a really nice walk, I think. Part of this is like I say, on the Sankey Canal, that was a supply point for water for the cooling towers, which we will see, and other things. So let's just get rid of what I can. Okay, and oh yes, I said I'd go up on this bank. And that's the River Mersey. And that's heading out towards the Irish Sea, and Liverpool first, obviously, that way. Okay, I think I'll use these steps. That's what they were there for. We'll also have a look at this. There's a marina here on the Sankey, a boat repair things and things like that. But that's for another walk off to Spike Island. So that's for another. We've got a little map here. It's also part of the Transpennine Trail, which has got a little see that there railway. I'm parked the other side of that railway. There's the cooling towers. Only 4 left now. See if I can. There you go. And the little boats. Done lots of bits of that. It's a very long trail, and at some time I'll be walking some part of it. This is Fiddler's Ferry. More famously, it's sort of right down to those cooling towers. And this is the Sankey Canal, which supplies, or did do, they're out of commission now. Keep going on about it recently because I've been in the area, you know, like well, I'll be doing Spike Island and Wig Island and things like that that are on the Mersey. There we are, you see. That's where we are there. So it doesn't go further than where we are now. Then it goes off all the way through Warrington. There's a theme park there, Gulliver's World and things like that. Yeah, so we're going to go and head in this direction, and on another day we'll go to Spike Island. Yeah, just checking everything's tickety-boo. Yeah, so it's a circular walk, not this particular bit, but shortly I'll start. I've got a choice. I can continue on the Sankey and return via the Ribble pathway, or go the Ribble pathway. Decisions. I know what I'll do. I'll put it on panoramic, eh? Get it there. It's better, isn't it? There you go, there's the Mersey. Have a little look back. Yeah. A lot of people out and about. Everyone's saying hello. They've escaped. They've got some freedom. The local guy I was speaking to in his mobility scooter, he's eating his meat and potato pie, and he told me about, he's from across further up the Mersey towards Speakway. I told him I've been to Hale and Hale Ice-Houses, which is very near there. It's National Trust place there as well. A haunted sort of Tudor mansion, black and white, wooden, you know, the kind of thing. Anyway. See, we're from up north, we like meat and potato pies and things like that. We don't have Savoys, although I did live both north and south. Alright. And the pub itself isn't open today, but that doesn't matter. I stop where I want. And next time I go, I will. I'll be making sure I don't go on a Monday, because it's not open. It's closed all day. You know, I'm not going to have withdrawal symptoms. I'm not, you know. Some people, they have bottles of booze in the cistern of the toilet and things like that, don't they? There's an unsafe building there. See that? Do you see it? Oh, it's asbestos. We should get rid of it then, shouldn't they? I mean, who knows if it leaches into the water system. I mean, there's a canal here and a river. Calm down. I was talking about freedom. Don't let your mind go into the web and you're trapped in it. So when you go anywhere, you can't get out of it. Not with some difficulty. I've got the external mic and I'm using the gimbal because it's a lovely day, but there is a wind, which is nice. The mic will pick it up, but it usually swamps my voice. It's it's Bluetooth connected, and it filters out what it considers is, so it keeps the trees, cuts the wind back a bit and all that. It's all modern stuff, you know. Does the job. Yeah, that's for that. Peel are also builders. They're building new houses at the docks at Birkenhead and also on the docks in Liverpool. Peel are huge. LNP, I don't know what that means, but they're builders, including the old tobacco warehouse in Liverpool Docklands. But I must go, that's another trip. I'll go to Birkenhead and you can see the family homes and things like that. There's also technical colleges, you know, light scientific stuff. And the walkways are being built. So it's completely, it will change. It's a process, it's transient. They're still building there. So it'll be worth another visit. I can go there. There's Mr. Drone. He does a better job. He has a drone, you see. That's it's not easy though. He explains all the amounts of laws and stuff, and even if he's legal, there'll be somebody questioning him. He's in the middle of. Anyway, he's an Evertonian, so he can deal with lots of things. Yeah, he lives somewhere on the Wirral, and I might do one of them. You know, all the places I've been and walked on the Wirral, it's nice to see it from a height, from high up. Sheldrake's was sadly a lovely old Victorian restaurant, and it's finally closed down. It had a wonderful view there. You just sit and have a coffee, and it's called like the ship's graveyard there. You know, old boats, because there is a shipyard, and they're going to remove it. I don't think that's. Why can't you have old boats in a creek? It's not navigable there. Those that can, you can get out. You know, when the tide. This is on the River Dee side of the Wirral. The Wirral has the Mersey on one side and the River Dee on the other. And yeah, anyway, there's a little. I've actually walked this and taken photographs, as I haven't been on this particular. They haven't even put the public footpath sign there. I imagine this was fenced off. All that gravel there, I wouldn't recommend walking on that either. It's might be all right if you're driving some kind of Range Rover. Anyway, I thought that this little path would take me nearer to the Mersey itself, but it doesn't. But it's worth having a little walk, and yeah, you can enjoy the view. Because further along, it's not anyone's fault. It's just obstructed the view by hedge. I got my boots on this time, so yeah, I got my boots. With the current times, I probably should have, no, not just yet, but I've got my helmet as well. You know, everything is sorted out, you know. Yeah, this is lovely. Somebody's lost a big, it's a buoy, isn't it? Oh, buoy. The Americans call it a buoy. So there we are. And it's very windy, and I hope that it's done very well actually. I can't complain. There it is. Let's continue. When the slideshow, which is basically the same thing, it looks totally different when you have a slideshow with photographs to the film, and it was brighter then. So now it's gone a little bit hazy. Incidentally, this is nowhere near Wig Island where I was. That's, if, like I say, we're going to Spike Island sometime. That's opposite then. I'll point that out if I remember. So anyone who's seen Wig Island, basically they're both either side of the Mersey Millennium suspension bridge. The bird's singing very strongly. I must admit I'm not aware of all the birds' songs. How do? This is ideal for the dogs, isn't it? They're not clambering. I mean, you take it for granted if you're walking in the stiles. I mean, there's a gap in that, but the dogs struggle, and they sometimes have to keep it on a lead, so they can't just let the dog. Anyway, you can imagine. Anyway, yeah, this is perfect. And a lot of people on bikes. Perfect. Yeah. Sort of watery looking sun. How do? Hi. Yeah, I wanted to do a really long walk, and this is, well, fairly long. The Fiddler's Ferry one is about 8-9 miles. It's about 4.5 miles from that pub to we are, and the 4.5 back. I don't think there's point. Maybe I'll just do. Well, obviously you can assume I've done the mileage, the full mileage, because my car is only in one place. So I always like these. I do know the name of them. These things. Cut them up and put them in a vase, you know, dried. Sort of architecturally sort of pleasing, aren't they? That doesn't make sense because that's usually concrete and steel, isn't it? But you know what I mean. Yeah, they're great. Got a runny nose. Look at that. Just told those lads that the pub is closed, but they've already got a drink. Well, it's not that I don't mind, but they might swear, and I want a general audience, you know. Need as much people watch it, because, you know, there's a lot of people get upset. So there's no, I've let them go. They were fine. I suppose, yeah. Weekends would be wrong. Hi there. Yeah, so they closed the pub on a Monday, wouldn't they? Yeah. The guy I was talking to with the mobility scooter at the lock there, or whatever it was, he was saying it was really busy. So he's got his pie and some stuff for the swans, and he's just sat there on the canal side with the view of the boats. It's all right, isn't it? I can't think of somebody who knew Paul McCartney, because he's around Speak. You know, there are various. I was saying I went to the park. I can't remember the big park. And from one there. I walked from the Palm House to Penny Lane, or part of it. It's not the famous sign. You can imagine it's a long road, so there's more than one sign with Penny Lane on it. Well, that didn't matter. It's a reference. And then I discovered another little park and went through on my travels. It's quite a stiff breeze. I don't know whether it's affecting the gimbal. They've got motors in it, and obviously if it was really powerful it'd probably wreck it, so you don't film in a gale with it. You just use it, hand hold it. Put the external mic on if you need to. Lovely to see this blossom here. Lovely, isn't it? Snowy, pure white. Yeah. We're on a bit of a hill as well, so Gateworth habitat recovery. Access is not permitted, but fine. It's for local habitat. If you want to pause and read that, I'm not breeding birds and things like that. Good, there's changes. Got some crocuses and a woodland near the tap. There's a pub called the Tap at Eastham Country Park. It might have been yesterday. It's all a haze. Great atmosphere there. You know, some have got it and some pubs haven't, or the friendly pub. With wonderful places to sit and things around, walks and stuff. A view across the Mersey, all that kind of thing. Just cut out my shadow there. And it is set up, you know, to avoid the arm of the, if you're on panoramic, it's ultra wide, and it does occasionally pick up the gimbal arm. So I've got it on that, and it's still, yeah, you can't do much about shadows. You know, not completely. See what I was saying about the Mersey is still there, and it would be wonderful views, but the hedge is there. Can't be helped. Yeah, a little gap would be nice, but I've been, as I say, I went round and just took the photo just with the camera. Bit more features on the canal, and this would be comparable or even better if the hedge wasn't there. You got a wonderful view of the Mersey, I would think. Well, no, I can put through and just get tantalising glimpses that won't come on the camera very, so, or on the video very well. I'm going down hills. Yeah. A bit more features will appear now. The sun is trying to shine a bit more now. It did say sunny, you know, they're not predictable, these weather sort of reports. I do know, I mean, I had an auntie in Formby and I lived in, was it Chester? Or no, it might have been in Southport when I lived there. I was phoning her, it was only miles away and it was snowing where she was, and then as I was talking to her, the snow appeared, you know, after chatting. There we go. You'll have to live with my shadow of the gimbal on myself. Look, notice my head is smaller than the gimbal. You know. Oh, look at that, head and shoulders. Must get some more shampoo. we're not going to go there because that just goes to a branch. We might have a little look at a feature here. You might even hear it. What's he talking about, you say? Well, this is the highlight, I think, now, the whole kind of. Just changing the gimbal now so I can easily press the buttons on the camera without stopping the film accidentally. Now, can you hear that? It hasn't got that squeak on the Once Upon a Time in the Western. It starts and waiting for this guy so they can kill him, some gunfighters, and they're standing around and you can hear this squeak of the wind. You know, when you got these American farms. Yeah. I know, we're going back that way through the woods. I'm still on the wrong setting there. Let's have a look at the Mersey now before we go. Unfortunately, like I say, all those hedges and stuff, you would have seen something like this here. And it's turning away now. And that's heading in the general direction. The next spot is Warrington. So we're just going to go here. Yeah. And like I say, next time it'll be the opposite direction, off towards Spike Island. It's got this pictures all, you can imagine pirates and stuff, nothing like that sadly. But nevertheless, it'd be interesting. Right then. Off to the Sankey Canal now, and our way back. So we're at the apex of the circle now. Or would that apply to a triangle rather than a circle? Somebody on a bike. See, a bit of variety. Two waterways, one a canal, the other a river. Yeah, and some woodland. Fresh air. Yeah, I like westerns. I mean, it's when I was in Spain, I had something like outside the town, particularly Alicante. It's just like the terrain, you know, the rocks and the cactus and everything. So I did some what they call reel, short reel. Put a bit of spaghetti music on in it. Yeah. And even had the Spanish army doing, you know, just doing a bit of driving around on the rough terrain. That was entertaining. They recognised me. I didn't have to give them my military number and stuff like that. They just, you know, sort of marching, you know, swinging my arms. No, I wasn't. Yeah, so it's nice to have variety. Poor old trees being blown over there. Look at that. Let's have a look back. Tree branches are quite nice, aren't they? Appealing. There's a railway here as well. That ran to the cooling towers as well, obviously for the goods and, well, mostly the fuel, I would think. From Warrington End. It's not from Mersey, I think it came in. No, it goes either way, doesn't it? Of course it does. It's not a dead end. There's a lot of sidings, you know, for the picking up the. I think the gas is piped or whatever they produce. Anyway, there's a bit of information that you can. Hopefully, your mind will remove it, because it's not of any, even on a quiz show or £1 million question. Some old trees full of moss. I haven't seen it. There's a guy. Oh look, 1 mile to Ferry Lock. Yeah. There you are. And I actually walked to a point up there and then come back, but you know that's fine. We can go this way. You've not missed. I'm tempted to, because this is repetitive. But I'll keep talking. My nose is still running. The Sankey Canal. Parts of it are very close to Warrington itself. These boots are great. The ones I've had them for years, and they've been in the car, and they're just, anyway, I've got these now, and I've put them on recently, and they're just no problem, which is really good. Yeah, I suppose if you haven't watched any other video around this area, they're the cooling towers. There were 8, there's 4 gone, and there's 4 that remain. They're decommissioned and they'll all be gone. So when I do the one to Spike Island, we'll be closer, and you'll be seeing something that in the recent future will no longer exist, except on film or whatever, or in your memories. I wasn't close enough there, you know, where they used to light up at night. I presume they did while they were doing the job. Yeah, you can put the kettle on And when we get to those trees right in the distance, if you want to do that, but you don't even have to pause it. See, I do turn around because it is always different. I'm actually enjoying this, but I've got to take into account that somebody might be watching it, not on a big TV, but on a little phone at low resolution, and it would be, I wouldn't be able to watch. The wind's at my back anyway. Stop my nose from running now. Mum would appear with a handkerchief and wipe it all over, spread all the snot all over my face actually, then wet it and wipe that again. Combination of white all. I'll do. I was out with a friend to Llandudno yesterday. I didn't film it. I regard it as a day off. Well, it is. You can't really have somebody with you and doing all this gobbins. Yeah. Yeah, it was great. The end of the year and start of it. And now the weather's improving, I can get out. Whereas I was out nearly every day when the weather was good. I'm hoping that, you know, I'm the one person. Remember the Hindenburg, and that was a newsreel. But the first time, I don't know, I could be in Liverpool and the aliens started to introduce themselves. At the Albert Dock or something like that. That'd be great, wouldn't it? I could haggle for the fee. The highest bidder. A lady with her dogs. A lot of dog walkers, cyclists. Two lads looking for a pub that wasn't there. Well, it's there, but it's not open. A little bridge here crosses the canal and also the railway line. But you haven't noticed, when there's a train, you'd obviously notice, you hear it. That would be a bonus. I could get that on film then. The train is still operating. It's coming, because it goes right past there. Like I say, that was a stopping point for the train at the power station, at the cooling towers. So, but obviously it's mostly goods, isn't it? It's not a passenger line. That's what it is. So they're still goods vehicle, but they're going from Warrington or the other way, Mersey to the Warrington or beyond. she's got a radio, so I'll pause it and let this lady go by. Okay, here we go. There we go. Oh, she stopped again. It's very loud, so not a problem. Oh yeah, a little feature like this bridge, like I say, we'll just walk up to the railway line. Trees make these odd squeaking noises, not all the time. Sounds a bit like sooty and sweet. Is that branch there rubbing against the other? See that one that's horizontal across? It's making noises. Now it's stopped now once the trees start moving. Anyway. Yeah, there's no signal up there. No trains are due. There's another little path that will take you through to the path, you know, the Mersey, mostly gravel path. Let's have a look here. Yeah. A bit of a zoom in there. See the signal there for the railway. Take it back. Just go to the railway line. Not much to see there, it curves around. Just the, what I would think quite obvious instructions. Oncoming trains can be hidden by other trains. Yeah. So there you go. An empty railway line. Some horses in the distance. Right then. If you can see, there's hinges on this. See that? See the hinge? So it's navigable here because they can lift that up and let people go. I can't see where the counterbalance is on it, but anyway. Onwards. Is she waiting for me or something? I'll stop there for a while. Yeah, I just don't want the noise of the radio. Oh no, it's somebody else going the other way. I'm paranoid now. Yeah, need to calm down. Need to go on a long walk, I think. There we go. How do? Hello. And coming is up is where we turned off this canal to go to on the Mersey path. Somebody on it, I can see in the distance. capture somebody walking there. Can you see them? Somebody on a bike. Oh, it's a dog. Yeah, with a dog. Anyway. That's obviously for you to have a view. I don't think there's much. Might as well do it. Yeah, what do you think? Obviously the engineer that did the drainage or whatever is very, well, I want, you know, like they have a viewing platform. Spent 40 days on this thing. There's another one as well. What's this all about? Maybe there's something that will be there later. Who knows? You know, they could do panning for gold, you know, for the kids, poor little mites, and charge them £2 the parents for a pan, and they can filter through there, you know. Yeah, that is surreal. Sorry about that. Sorry, kids as well. I mean, Freud would have a field day. We're not far now. There's that chap who's on the path. He's going the opposite way around, obviously. Yeah. Going back towards Warrington Way and Sankey Park, part of the Sankey Canal, nearer to Warrington. There's an old farm around there, and there's a guy's got old Rolls Royces in it and things like that. I can still remember. And he was out there, and I asked him if I could come into his yard. I said, you know, for the old cars. And he said, yeah. Hi there. Yeah. That was a long time ago. I just hope it's still there. And they're outdoors, they're not indoors or anything. And they're Rolls Royce, they're not just prestige. Really nice vehicles. Yeah. And the building was as well, it had I can't think the date, you know, they've got these little features when the farm was built. Very interesting. Yeah, so there's no public footpath there yet. The sign is. That wasn't there, that was blocked off, I think, while they were developing it, you know, the path. It's probably been open for a while, but they haven't got around. They don't need to, I think. It's obvious that there's a right of way. Yeah, but I asked because it might not be still finished at the other end. I noticed it seemed to be, and it's something new for me. I haven't been here for a few years, so. And the other stage as well through Warrington via the Canal, Sankey Canal, and the park is good. Haven't been there for a while, so. Plenty of choice of walks. Yeah, I must remember not to go on a Monday because I can start from the tavern and walk to Spike Island the other way, like I say. But I'd like to come back. I won't have a pint there. I'll do it when I get back. after journeying all that way. Yeah, it must be an electric bike. He's still not pedalling. Sometimes they're well hidden, aren't they? The batteries on them. And he's not pedalling with his feet. Most of them you have to continue pedaling by, and there's restrictions on them. There we go, coming up to the Mersey. Got Canal one side, panoramic, and the Mersey on the other. Now I don't know how far, I know how far the Mersey goes, but I don't know how far it's navigable, where you can sail on it, you know, without beaching yourself. And you can't really go on it, they have to be checked for them, obviously. They can't afford to have somebody getting floundering on there, because it's tidal. And how far the tide goes, it's negligible. I managed to say all these words without... Anyway, yeah, so it's interesting. And another one I've just thought now is Hillborough Island. I've got to time it with that I can have a meal at Morrison's, either breakfast or whatever, and then head across. There's other people who have been with me on that, but this is just for people who want to see all the details. And not maybe somebody I know who wanted to go for a crap in the middle of Hillborough Island, as you do. I won't mention any names. It was a guy, so of course it's either a bloke or a bear, isn't it? And we're nearly there. Is that guy there still? No, it's somebody else. I was chatting there again for somebody, and he was telling me that he lived even more locally. And then, you know, I've got a cancel thing, that's why I put it on. You know, if it's a call, it's not interrupting me. I was on a Beatles tour once, and Steve called me, and I can't show this to Steve now, I think I'm picking on him. Yeah, he was on about all the local stuff, and I was in, and then the bloody phone rings for the dental appointment or something. Yeah. So we'll go back to there, to the seat, because I've got to undo everything and pack it up. Oh, let's just get a view of this feature here. I missed that, didn't I? That thing. So I'll read of the details. Sankey Valley Park, which I told you about, that's in, and Transpennine Trail, yeah, the whole part of that. That, as I say, goes through Warrington. And this is the Royal Bank of Scotland, blah, blah, blah. Spike Island. Transpennine 3.5 Trail. It said, there's another one that said it was 4.5. Yeah, I missed that sign. Sadly, oh, it'll be on the slideshow. I sadly missed that. There we are. And it doesn't show the Mersey beyond that. Beyond here, that's where it starts. So there's a marina up here. So it's a nice start to Spike Island. There's the pub, and I'll stop there on the way back. I won't be filming that then. I'll be relaxing, taking a few photographs as I do, and then having a drink and just sitting there. That's all you need to do. Some things aren't, they're priceless, but they don't cost much. There's the park itself. There's a lot of it, you can see. So we haven't travelled far along there. Yeah. So I'm just going to sit down and dismantle everything. Might as well do it right. Call it a wrap, they say, don't they, in Hollywood? Yeah. Oliver Reed is still managing to cut and slice his sword into the stuntmen. They're all crapping themselves. Call it a wrap, Ollie. Give it up now. Get the book. I mean, What Is This Madness, I think is the name of the book. It's recommended. Make a good biopic. They've got biopics of people. Some are good and some are completely, you know, but Oliver Reed, you wouldn't, it's like the book, it's a page turner. Right then. Let's go where I was. I've got my can there, so I'm going to take it back. I knew it was coming back. Just calm down. There we are. Last look. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.